Warning: this story is extremely unsettling. Viewer discretion is advised.
Storm Circle. I've played Fortnite since the beginning, back when Dusty Depot still stood, when Tilted Towers was a death sentence, when the island felt simpler, but louder. I know every hill, every chest spawn, every place players used to hide when they were scared to fight. That's how I knew something was wrong the moment I loaded into the match. The lobby island was empty. No default skin swinging pickaxes, no emotes spamming, no music. Just the sound of waves hitting the sand and the low hum of the battle bus idling behind me. I checked my ping. Completely normal. I checked the player count. 99 players. But I seemed to be alone. The battle bus launched anyway. As we crossed the island, I leaned forward, scanning the map. Pleasant Park looked dim, like a cloudy afternoon frozen in time. Loot Lake was flat and black, reflecting no sky at all. Tilted Towers loomed in the distance, every building intact but lifeless, no lights in the windows. The bus didn't even kick me out. I had to jump manually. I chose Dusty Depot. As I fell, I waited for gliders to pop open around me. None did. No contrails, no wind rush from other players, just me falling and a low, distant sound, almost like breathing, rising from the island below. I landed between the warehouses, the red one, my favorite. The door is already open. Inside, loot sat untouched. Green pump, blue AR, shield pots lined neatly against the wall like they'd been placed there on purpose. The silence pressed in on me. No chest hum, no birds, not even wind. Then I heard something metallic scrape across concrete. Footsteps. Slow, heavy, dragging. I peeked around the corner, shotgun raised. Nothing. But the footsteps kept moving, circling the warehouse, pacing me. Each step echoed a fraction of a second too late, like the sound was lagging behind the movement. Okay, I muttered. What the jolly heck is going on? The footsteps stopped. The lights flickered. For just a moment, I saw a figure reflected in the metal wall, standing behind me. Tall. Too tall. Its proportions wrong. Arms hanging past its knees. I spun around. Empty. Nothing in sight. My reflection lagged behind my movement before snapping back into place. I left Dusty Depot, fast. I headed toward Retail Row, sticking to cover, expecting gunfire at any second. The storm timer ticked down normally, but the sky never changed color. The sun stayed locked in place, casting long, unmoving shadows. Retail was worse. Cars sat abandoned mid-street, doors open. Shop windows were shattered, but no loot spilled out. The NOMS sign buzzed faintly, each flicker slightly out of sync with the last. That's when I saw them. Players. 3 of them stood in the intersection. Default skins, Ramirez, Jonesy, and a third one facing away from me that I couldn't tell. They weren't moving, just standing there, heads tilted slightly downward. Relief washed over me at first. "Hey!" I called, stepping closer. "You guys seeing this too?" They turned toward me, all at once. Their faces were blank. No eyes, no mouths, just smooth, skin-colored surfaces stretched over skulls. Their pickaxes were fused to their hands. Metal melted into flesh. They took a single step forward. I fired at them. The shotgun blast echoed through Retail, but they didn't take any damage. Instead, their bodies jittered, frames skipping, limbs snapping back into place like broken animations. The third one lifted its head higher than it should have been able to, and spoke, not in proximity chat, in the exact voice Fortnite uses for elimination notices. "You have been eliminated." I ran. I didn't stop until Pleasant Park came into view. The houses were intact, but the soccer field was wrong. The grass was dead, gray and flattened. The goals twisted inward like they'd been crushed. I ducked into the blue house. Upstairs, a chest sat unopened on the bed. I approached carefully. It didn't hum. When I opened it, instead of loot, it showed me my own inventory, items I had already picked up earlier in the game. Duplicated, then erased, then duplicated again. The house creaked. Footsteps on the stairs, slow, measured, each step closer than the last. I hid in the bedroom, crouched behind the door, shotgun aimed at head height. The footsteps stopped right outside. The door handle didn't turn. Instead, the wall began to bend inward. Not break, but bend. Like something was pressing its face against it from the other side. A shape pushed through, an impression of a head, shoulders, arms, stretching the wallpaper until it tore. The thing pulled itself into the room. It looked like a player wearing the default skin, but hollow. Inside its chest cavity, I could see the map. Tilted, dusty, Loot Lake, floating where organs should be. Its head twitched toward me. I fired until the gun clicked empty. Nothing. It raised one finger and pointed, not at me, but at my screen. My HUD flickered. My mini-map disappeared. Then my health bar. Then the storm timer vanished entirely. The thing leaned in close. I could hear whispering now. Hundreds of voices layered together, all saying different player names. Some of them were mine. I jumped out the window. The fall didn't even damage me. Nothing damaged me anymore. I sprinted toward Loot Lake, heart pounding, hoping, stupidly, that the water would be safe. The lake was still. Too still. No ripples, no reflections, just a black surface that swallowed the world above it. In the center, the island hovered, but the house was gone. In its place stood the battle bus, half submerged, cables trailing into the void below. The bus doors were open. Inside, I could see rows of seats filled with players, all facing forward, all motionless. As I backed away, the whispers stopped. The screen froze. A message appeared, centered in white. Storm eye shrinking. But the storm didn't move. Instead, the island did. Tilted towers folded inward like cardboard. Pleasant Park sank into the ground. Retail rows stretched and twisted, roads bending toward the lake. Everything was being pulled toward the bus, including me. I tried to quit the game, but the menu wouldn't open. The bus horn blared. Every player inside turned their heads at once and screamed. I ripped my headset off and slammed my PC shut. The room was silent. My hands were shaking. After a minute, I opened the laptop again. Fortnite was still running. I was in the lobby. My character stood there, completely idle. But the background wasn't the usual blue void. It was the island. Empty. And behind my character, reflected faintly in the screen, something stood. Waiting. I haven't played Chapter 1 maps since. Sometimes, though, when I hear wind outside my window, it sounds like a battle bus passing overhead. And I swear, it's always getting lower.